They added new scenes expanding on Shadowheart's mysterious artifact, new recruitment scenes with Shadowheart. This one seems unnecessary, I guess, because I think she was the most expanded upon out of everyone's recruitment scene already. I'm really excited to see what the additional reactivity is when she approves of you. Hopefully it's like an in-scene thing, like she says, "Oh, that was wonderful," or something like that, instead of just having the pop-up at the top left corner. They're adding background goals. Every character will have their own series of secret mini quests based on their background, and for each you complete, you'll receive an inspiration point up to a maximum of 4. That's really interesting. Um, for Shadowheart, I assume one of her background goals will be to fuck up Lae'zel as much as possible, because she gets approval every time you disagree with Lae'zel. um, I assume one of Astarion's background quests will have to do with getting blood. Uh, Gale's, I don't know what his background quests would be. What do you think about
Eat
that?
shit.
Eat shit? Okay.
Hmm.
Um, but that's not really a background quest. That's a like real quest, front running quest, you know?
Yeah, maybe something like regarding the goddess that he fell in love with.
Maybe. I assume Will's background quest is gonna have to do with killing the goblins or just slaying goblins in general.
No, that's his
Um,
main quest.
oh yeah, that's right. Hmm.
I think his background quest is gonna have to do with the demon that he has a pact with.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Because we don't really see her yet, do we?
No, but he does mention her offhandedly if you paid
Yeah,
attention to any of his dialogue.
right, right. And then that's everyone, right? Did we skip someone?
Lizzo?
Who cares? Added new camp scene
What?
with. Hers is probably just to ignore Shadowheart and go straight to the Githyanki patrol. But that's her main quest though, so I don't know what her background quest would be because that's really all she wants. All she cares about is uh going and talking to the Githyanki. Maybe her background quest has to do with just ignoring other quests, like saying I don't have time for this or something like that.
I
Anyway,
don't know. I mean, they haven't really fleshed out Lizzo very well, to be
yeah,
honest.
exactly. So we're not entirely sure on that one. Added new camp scene with Scratch and the owlbear cub. That's going to be adorable. We have to recruit both of them in this playthrough. Added point and click
Oh, we can
character
recruit them?
responses. Sorry, say that again?
We can recruit the owlbear cub?
Yeah, yeah. If
Wait,
you,
since when?
I think you have to do a bunch of animal handling checks before you fight the mom. I think. We've never managed to get it though,
Gotcha.
so we'll see. Added point and click character responses. That seems pretty basic. Hopefully they have them set at a low enough level so that every time you click, you're not hearing "got it, ready, moving, got it, ready, moving" every click. Um, 12 new magic items in loot and quest rewards. That's exciting. It's probably going to be low level stuff. Hopefully better than the magic items we've had so far, because the magic items we've had so far are very underwhelming. The only good one that I can think of is the Absolute's hammer thing that gives you the knockback. Oh, the Absolute shield is pretty good if you have the Absolute um, tattoo or whatever on you, I guess. Do you remember any of the magic art items being particularly useful to you?
No, that's the one I was really interested in that held the beholder.
Oh yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Hopefully we get more usables like that in the future as well. Okay, anyway, revised active roll UI during dialogue. This includes improved displaying of bonuses and double dice for rolling with advantage. Oh, that's nice. So now you actually get to see your advantage and disadvantage in play. And
Oh, neat.
and I guess they improved the UI for seeing bonuses because it used to be you had to scroll down to the bottom left over the die to be able to see anything. So that's nice. This next change is the biggest one of the patch, I think, that I'm the most excited for. You can now use spells and items to increase chances when rolling during dialogue, including your companion's spells and items. So that means when your main
Like
character
the
is
same
talking,
is
yeah, you can like charm person, you can throw shit, you can give the person a gift or something, give them food. I don't know. So having charm person, hold person, blind, deafen, uh, all of silence, all of those kinds of spells are actually going to be useful outside of combat like they're supposed to be. I'm super excited for that. That is huge.
nice.
Picking locks and disarming traps are now active roles. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, because before it was just like the bar that was loading up to 100. Now it's like you actually roll the dice.
Ah, okay, got it. Okay. Added a new disengage action that allows you to avoid provoking attacks of opportunity. Oh, so now we have disengage and jump? That's kind of
I think
crazy.
so. I mean, that was a big critique online that they basically ruined the action economy
Yeah,
by making disengage and jump the same thing.
right. So now do you think jump will be a main action or something? Well, we'll have to keep reading. We'll have to see where it is. Add an item during bartering will automatically equalize the gold on both sides. Oh, okay, so you don't have to click the balance gold anymore since gifting people
Nice.
things doesn't actually do anything in this game. That's nice. Added a way to cancel concentration from the concentration indicator. That's nice, I guess. So you can stop your fairy fire when you're a million miles away from it.
Or you can stop your like giant fall cloud.
Yeah, that's a much better. Hi, kitty. That's a much better usage of it, I think. Or maybe turn off your burning sphere when it's about to burn a bridge and kill an NPC you don't want to kill. Yes, there is a kitty in the room. She's just chilling on some squishy pads. You can now pin most tooltips to hover over additional terms for more. Oh, that is wonderful. That's gonna really help new players. That is so handy. That's something that they do a really good job of in Crusader Kings. You can uh, hover over uh, highlighted words to get a little tooltip on what that word means, and then if that tooltip uses highlighted words, you can go into there and so on and so forth. Increase the line limit in the dialogue history windows. That's not a big deal. Just lets you scroll more. You can now save while leveling up. Cool. Added unique visual effects for class-specific spells. Oh, that's exciting. I can't
Neat.
wait to see those. I wonder what those are going to look like because most of the spells already have unique visuals. Oh, so maybe if you're a cleric using a cleric spell, it looks different than when a wizard uses a cleric spell. That would be interesting. Added new icons for spells, statuses, and items. Nice. Dozens of new interactables. Ooh, lovely. Some more stuff to read. That's cool. Um, Revamped visuals for spells used by multiple classes to create more cohesion with class specific. Oh, okay. So it is exactly what I said. Cool. Um, Properly indicate when an action is fully free. Does not count as a full or bonus action in combat. Okay. Tooltip for surfaces. That's good. Better feedback on saving throws. Nice. Feedback to clarify why casting a spell at a target is impossible. Oh, that's really nice. I haven't had that other than them being out of range, but maybe you can't cast sleep on drow or something like that now, or elves.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm. NPCs have new reactions when they're unable to talk to you. I haven't had that happen ever, but cool.
Have you tried silencing one?
Ah, good point. Yes, okay, we're gonna have to try that. Updated assorted spell, item status, and book descriptions. Cool. Welcome to the stream, Lukey. All right, we've got cinematic character emotions, camera choice, and ooh, that's cool. So do we get uh control over the camera, or they just updated their camera choice and camera motion? Cinematic VFX, improve cinematic motion when characters look around, improve cinematic behavior involving objects, introduced like my camera froze. No, my camera's not frozen. Introduced a cinematic visual for the Mark of the Absolute. Oh, that's cool. Um, Updated warg model and its climbing animations. Okay, cool. So the warg doesn't just float up ladders anymore. Same with crab and spider. Stave animations for goblins. Didn't know they didn't have any of those. New mind flare animations. Human running and idle. Cool, cool. Okay, audio. This is what Matt's been working on, so I'm excited to read about this. Characters. That was you? Oh, okay. Characters now have semi-procedural armor sounds during cinematics that follow their movements. Oh, that's so cool. Creatures now have jumping vocalizations, added new ambient sounds and music to camps. I love their music, so I'm excited. Bigger booms and louder brams for explosions. That's pretty sick. Kasima, can you give us a bram? Thank you. Impacts and gore combat actions are more nuanced and represented much more close up. Okay, interesting. Um, okay, so we just hear things better, I guess. Item destruction, all new debris system to increase realism. Added sound feedback when Moon Puzzle is solved. Cool. New UI sounds, more detailed cinematic sounds, remastered spell vocal. Wow, they did a lot of work on
Ooh.
spells. So that's
Hmm.
three separate updates for spells already without touching damage or balance numbers at all. Just spell visuals and sound. That's pretty cool. And a midnight mode, a dedicated mix to avoid disturbing people around you. That's interesting. So there's like a less intense sound version that you can play now. That's interesting. Oh, okay. Look at the fourth thing in multiplayer. That is gonna be the most important of all for both of us.
I mean, why
Be-
is that?
because we can no longer give each other barrels if we lock each other out.
But like, then I can't give you my +1 weapons.
Yeah, because that's definitely what you usually use it for sure.
Exactly.
Hmm.
That's all I use the inventory for.
Yeah,
Giving
uh-huh,
you +1 weapons.
definitely. And then the other things are kind of neat but unimportant. Okay, Apple specific, we don't care. All right, balance and gameplay, let's go. Food can no longer be consumed for immediate healing. Cool, we never did that anyway. Instead, they provide camp supplies that are used to take a full long rest. Oh, okay.
Also,
So,
we need food to long rest.
yeah, so we need to start keeping track of our food and actually gathering it when we're out. Interest. Oh, jumping now provokes attack of opportunity. So you do now only have disengage as your disengage. That's
Mm.
good. That's really good. Um, throw distance influenced by the weight of the thrown object. I feel like that should have been the case already, but okay. Shove distance now based on the target's weight and the caster's strength. That makes sense. Do you know what it was based on before?
I think it was just general before.
Okay, interesting.
So it was like the same for everybody, but
Ah,
whether or not you could push them was based on your strength.
got it. Okay. The knockout action has been removed, which we never used. Instead, you can toggle a passive feature called non-lethal attacks. Excellent. Okay, I'm very glad they added that. I'm not sure where in the game that'll be necessary to use. So far, I don't know if there are any points where we'd want to take someone captive, but hey, it's cool that we can now. They'll be adding stuff for that, I'm sure.
I think it's useful for when you're fighting in the goblin camp and you're
Uh-huh.
fighting against the ringleader, because there are some questions you need to ask him, and if you don't have it, you can't ask him those
Yeah.
questions.
Okay, that makes sense. Good call. Okay, encumbrance now has 3 levels of severity. Players at maximum encumbrance can no longer perform certain actions. Okay. Backstabbing no longer provides advantage. Good. I like that. But rogue is already shit enough, so I don't think they needed to do that to them. What do you think about backstabbing?
I mean, it makes sense,
Yeah.
but rogues rely on sneak attack anyways,
Hmm.
so like they should just sneak. They should just find advantage some other way.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Prone condition now inflicts disadvantage on strength and dexterity saving throws instead of imposing guaranteed failure. Okay. So that makes prone a little weaker, I guess. Conjured familiars no longer leave blood when they are unsummoned. That okay. I mean, I guess familiars don't bleed, so it makes sense. Posture check, thank you. Um, removed HP from light source objects. That's interesting. Oh, sorry, I missed one. Added XP for achieving background goals. Okay, so more ways to get XP. That's good. Removed HP from light source objects. So does that mean that we can no longer hit lights, or they made lights squishier so you can destroy them more easily? What do you think?
I think you can just like not hit lights anymore, but you can still turn them off.
Yeah, okay. We'll see. The Hermit and Sailor backgrounds are taking a break. Okay, we never use those anyway. And backgrounds don't really do anything yet, so I'm not too concerned with that. Added
They
Hellish
give you
Rebuke.
proficiency.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe they were imbalanced in some way and they're just swapping them out for now so they can balance them.
Mm.
Added Hellish Rebuke to Asmodeus Tieflings. That's nice. I feel like Asmodeus Tieflings were the better of the two Tieflings right now anyway. So now they get an extra spell as well. So that's kind of nice. Because they already got the Fan of Flame spell from being Asmodeus Tiefling. And the other Tiefling, or yeah, the other Tiefling type only got, I think Dark One's Blessing. Is that for Tieflings? Or is that for
I
Warlocks?
don't remember.
Yeah, I don't
I
remember
know
either.
it's definitely for Warlock, but I don't know about Tieflings.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, Fairy Fire now ignores allies with the Sculpt Spells feature. Okay, don't know what that seems completely worthless. I mean, I guess you can't Fairy Fire your allies with Sculpt Spells anymore? Question mark? That seems so niche, but I bet people were taking advantage of that somehow.
I mean, I think it's also like they're starting to prepare the introduction of a sorcerer class.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point too. Okay. Shield Master can now be activated only once per turn. We've never played a character with a shield, so that doesn't mean anything to us. Oh wait, isn't Shield Master for fighters? Can barbarians get Shield Master?
I don't. I think it's a feat if a
Okay,
barbarian takes it.
okay. Added an AC bonus to the dual wielder feat. That is huge because dual wielding is so pathetic relative to two-handed weapons right now.
Mhm.
So getting that extra AC might push it up a little, make it a little bit more balanced. Still gonna be less damage, but at least now you're a little tankier. Druids and wild shapes can no longer cast verbal spells while silenced. I didn't know that druids had any verbal spells while they were in wild shapes.
Yeah,
Maybe,
you didn't seem able to cast any spells while you were wild shaped.
yeah. They do have one, all of the forms do have one spell, which is their heal, which takes a spell slot, but I don't know if it's a verbal spell. Maybe it is. Um, but that wouldn't really make sense because then how can a spider and a bear cast the same spell? You know? But we'll see. Boars, crabs, intellect devours, and spiders now react to non-damaging magic. Oh, I think that will stop the Caserts.
Darn.
Spiders are no longer immune to fall damage. Sick. So now
Nice.
throwing things off the cliff finally works in that sewer section. Humanoid races and creatures now attack their target higher and lower depending on the terrain. Oh, that's interesting. So they actually like bend down to attack instead of just swinging at the air above someone. That's cool. NPCs now keep an eye on players for a while after letting them go with a warning. Okay, so that means that after you've tried to steal something, uh, the NPC will be like, will follow you, track you for a while. That makes sense. NPCs will no longer recognize you when shapeshifting after escaping prison, unless there were witnesses. What the fuck does that mean?
It means if you disguise, originally, if you disguise self and escape prison, they would
Uh-huh.
still recognize you as the same person.
Ah, okay.
Now they won't.
Okay, that's hilarious. Guard reinforcements can now include more than one guard. Okay. NPCs now treat killing allied beasts the same as murdering one of their friends. Okay. So I guess before we could just kill allied beasts and no one would care.
I guess.
And knocked out NPCs will disappear after the next long rest. Okay. Us will now leave the party if attacked in its recruitment dialogue. Okay. Wait, I swear we did that one time and it still left the party. Oh well. Flaming Sword can now be looted from Commander Zalk. That's the
Nice.
that's the tiefling on the Nautiloid, right? So we have to kill him now.
Yeah.
Okay. Shadowheart no longer enters combat with the Intellect Devourers if you don't recruit her. That's never happened to us. Increased XP when persuading the bandits at the chapel to leave. Added XP reward for scaring the bandits outside the chapel. Increased area in which player characters will join the cinematic of the skeletons rising in the chapel. What? Is that added banters between Gimblebach and Tommen? Is that where we're recruiting the Resurrect guy?
I think so.
Yeah? Okay. Um, Made NPC behavior more reactive during Will's recruitment. Don't know what that means. Improved wandering behavior of the Grove Squirrel. Very important. Very important.
Yeah.
Ah, if any of the 5 druids performing the ritual die or become silenced, druids will initiate their attack, so you can't snipe one anymore and move on to the next one. Okay. I didn't even know you could do that, but cool. Druids won't initiate their attack on the tieflings if they get into a combat against the harpy or other hostile creatures.
There's
Where
a harpy?
we've never seen a harpy, have we?
No, we have not. I guess that's something we need to find.
Okay, cool. So there is a harpy somewhere. All right, True Soul Edwin now immediately bleeds to death if novices Andric and Brenna are killed in one shot before the situation has been resolved. Okay, remove die roll to free Barkus Root. Who the fuck is Barkus Root? I assume that's a dog.
Oh.
Barkus Root is now more insistent in his cries for help. Added a player voice bark when returning to Albert Cave after certain conditions. Okay. Added a new status effect as a reward for the Rites of Loviatar. When you have 30% or less hit points, you get +2 bonus on attack rolls and wisdom saving throws. That's cool.
Oh. Ow.
Backup goblins for goblin checkpoint now with the slightly drunk condition. Cool, as they should. Provided sleeping drunkards with better behavior if player avoids combat. Okay, don't know what that means. Added reactions to the goblins if someone kills the scrying eye. Where even is the scrying eye?
I don't remember.
Yeah, me neither. Novices Andric and Brenna now have more dialogue, reactivity in the goblin camp. Made Gribbo more reactive to interruptions when following Volo to his cage. Gribbo now also follows Volo more closely. Okay. So I guess it's easier, or harder rather, to steal Volo from Gribbo without her noticing. We haven't ever done that, but maybe that was possible. Interesting. Failing to get out of chains in certain ways will now inflict pain. Don't know what that means. Completing the Rite of Loviatar no longer rewards inspiration points, but a unique status effect as well. What the fuck is the Rite of Loviatar? Have we ever done that?
I do not remember at all.
Okay. Priestess Gut can no longer detect invisible or stealth characters during certain interactions, okay? Swamp redistributed exploration XP. Auntie Ethel's Charm grants all 6 effects from enhanced abilities until a long rest. Holy shit, that's crazy.
Where was her charm? We gotta get that.
Yeah, we have to get that. That's insane. Visually improved the appearance and disappearance of Auntie Ethel's doubles. Okay, so now they don't just vanish, they actually poof away, I guess, and into appearance. The Githyanki may now search Lae'zel's corpse. Okay. Underdark, after revealing Gek and his allies, they will not start dialogue until you approach the raft. Okay.
I feel like we haven't done the Underdark enough times to really know
No, we don't know
what's
the ins and outs in that for sure. Items in the Whispering Depths hideout no longer trigger web sense. Well, that's terrifying. Added forced rest after Goblin Celebration victory. Okay. The talkative skeleton can't get knocked out anymore. Okay.
sucks.
The talkative skeleton's appearance now plays for silenced characters. The Shadowheart ultimatum scene has been replaced with a new scene in the Goblin Camp. Okay. Tweaked Shadowheart's acknowledgement of Saloon worshipping players. Okay, cool. Alright, we've still got a lot of patch changes actually. This is a big one. Okay, so on to combat. NPCs now have similar basic actions to those of the players. Most humanoids now have access to jump, dash, throw, and shove. Okay. So
Oh, rough.
yeah, so we're gonna see enemy NPCs have access to a lot more options in combat. Uh, very annoying options in combat. And other characters, other creatures will have dash as well. So movement is going to be a lot less powerful for us than it used to be now that everyone's got a dash.
Mhm.
Um, NPCs will now only use slash and smash once per fight. Okay, I never noticed them doing that multiple times before. NPCs now only receive weapon actions like cleave and slash if they've equipped the corresponding weapon. Okay, that's good. Bugbears, ogres, and certain goblins now have ranged spells, allowing them to attack from range if
Oh.
nothing else is available. Okay, so that's a fix to the
I'm gonna get ya.
bug where they just stand there and shout at you for minutes at a
Mhm.
time. Um, when difficult terrain prevents an enemy from making a melee attack, it will try a ranged attack. Okay, that's scary. Disarmed characters now look for replacement weapons. Most NPCs have their own preferences. That's hilarious. So if you disarm someone, they're gonna run around looking for a new sword or something? That's so funny. They won't just
Yes.
they won't just fist fight you anymore.
Wow, how do you disarm someone?
It's probably a you can use heat metal, I think, to force disarm someone.
Mhm.
You can maybe barbarians have a disarm. I wouldn't be surprised. And
Mm.
fighters for sure will have one. So
Gotcha.
that's maybe preparing for fighters again. Um, AI now supports basic resource planning, allowing characters to better reason about spells that grant more resources. Oh, that's scary. That's really scary. So they're going to be
Yeah.
more tactical.
Mhm.
Oh, AI now reasons better about effects that give bonuses to rolls.
Ooh.
I want you to read the next one.
AI now understands aura effects. For example, silence, Gale's necrotic aura, and a fucking flaming sphere.
Do you remember when we killed the whole Druid Grove with just fire patches and Gale's aura? That's not going to happen
Yeah.
anymore.
Damn it, we
Yeah.
can't use Gale to pincer them. We can't put his dead body somewhere.
Yeah. Oh well. Thanks for the hydrate. Can you read while I'm drinking?
Yeah. AI now reasons better about overlapping crowd control statuses. For example, casting blind on a sleeping target.
Ooh,
So
that's
that
interesting.
so I think that means that both apply, but it figures out which one, like how they overlap.
I think they'll try not to overlap crowd controls anymore. Like casting
Mm,
blind on a sleeping target is completely worthless. So now I think they'll wait for the sleeping target to wake up before they use their blind.
Gem. Okay. AI
AI.
is now. Oh,
Oh,
go for
no,
it.
you go ahead. You do it. I've been reading them all.
Okay. AI is now less willing to damage allies to remove effects such as sleep. So they're less likely to slap each other.
Hmm.
Less intelligent creatures, like imps and beasts, will no longer destroy items for their secondary effects, such as destroying a barrel to cause an explosion to nearby enemies. This makes sense
Thank
because they are
God.
not intelligent.
Yeah, thank God. That was such a joke when like what is it? I think it's the gnolls, is it? With the barrels all around them? Like the
Oh
hyenas will
yeah.
just run at barrels and blow shit up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go on.
Added AI archetypes for ogres and zombies. So this means that they like coded the ogres and zombies to be like ogres and zombies according to
Yeah,
the AI.
right.
Neat. Adjusted how willing the AI is to target summons. More for beasts and creatures, less for humanoids.
Interesting. So that's a
Mhm.
direct buff to the ranger's summon pet, I guess,
Yeah.
and potentially for find familiar. I doubt find familiar has the same targeting priority that summon beast does though.
Mhm. Yeah. AI now reasons better about the prone condition and the difficult terrain.
Okay. So it'll be more likely to find a way around potentially if there is one, instead of just running straight at you.
Yeah, or like jump over it.
Yeah. Oh, this next one is huge. So huge.
You want to read it?
Yeah. AI is now less biased towards targeting enemies it's already attacked or attacking a target that attacked them, which means that AI will now follow their AI goals rather than just attacking the dude who just punched them in the face, which is crazy, which is so good uh for tactical awareness of the player. Like now your wizard won't just get ran down immediately every fight. That's so good. Okay, go ahead.
Alright, so they gave certain NPC archers secondary melee weapons in case they get disarmed or cornered.
Okay, that's really good for the
Makes
goblins,
sense.
especially who just like will stand there in melee range trying to use their bow.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for the hydrate, Slay.
See, ooh, I love this one. Rebalance wolf companion attacks to be more in line with the other companions.
Oh, wait. Why do they say rebalanced instead of buffed or nerfed? Because now we don't know if I think wolves were underpowered before. Do you think so
Yeah, so
too?
they buffed the wolf.
I hope they buffed the wolf because we we summoned the wolf once basically and
Never again.
because I
Yeah, it
think
just really sucked.
yeah, the spider was just better in every way. Plus it had the web.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
Ooh, NPCs can now throw healing potions at allies in order to heal them.
That's big. We still haven't figured out how to do that, so that's a buff to the AI over us.
Nice. Movement speed adjusted for certain NPC races to be consistent with player characters. So,
Okay.
for example, the dwarf, gnome, Duergar, and halfling movement speeds have been reduced because they were tiny. And the wood elf movement speed has been reduced because, I don't know, why
Yeah.
not?
So I guess it's just more balanced for the player. So that's good. You can actually escape from things now that are the same race as you. They won't just
Woohoo!
continue catching up on you. That's cool. Enemies now use portals. That sounds fun. The only portals we've seen are Auntie Ethel's and like the fast travel ones though. Can you think of any other portals we've seen?
No, I can't think of any. Maybe they
Yeah.
follow you through the fast travel portals.
Oh, that would be really cool. That would be terrifying though. Okay, anyway, added climbable cobwebs in the abandoned outpost and the shattered temple's spider pit. Terrifying. Oh wait, no, I think that means you can get out of the pit, potentially.
That's good.
So that might be good. Um, NPCs will now try to avoid electrified steam clouds. Cool. Made candles and candelabras movable where applicable. Okay, I guess. Removed multi-attack from minotaurs and all humanoids under level 5. It was a bit much. Thank God. Oh my fucking
Well,
God. Those minotaurs are
those
actually killable.
minotaurs.
They're actually
Oh,
killable now.
and like they were just way too powerful.
Yeah. So now we actually have a chance. Crazy. Okay. AI now tries to avoid ending turns on ledges that may cause their feet to visually float off the ground. Okay, that one seems like a band-aid fix for their animation system. Thanks for the posture check. Do you have any input on that one? Because I'm kind of stumped.
I mean, we haven't seen this
Yeah,
a lot before. It's just like a bug that they're fixing, and they're probably trying to find something right now, and they're patching it
yeah,
with this until they find a more
yeah.
permanent
Okay, so
solution.
definitely a band-aid fix for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we know Larian and we know the quality of like what they create, so they're definitely looking at something more structural.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Added saving throw proficiencies for humanoid NPCs at level 4 and 6 as per player classes. Okay, so that means that characters at level 4 and 6 are going to be better at saving throws, I guess. That
Wait,
kind
we
of
can't even
sucks.
get to level 5.
Yeah, I don't know. Are there level 6 NPCs?
Mm,
I don't remember seeing any. Maybe like the bullet? Is that level
maybe
6?
maybe Ethel was?
Was she? Okay, we'll see.
Mhm.
Oh, spider infestation status no longer damages players in spider wild shape. Thank God. That spider infestation is so OP.
It is.
Fixed some enemies still being able to land critical hits. It's the tutorial. Come on. Imps can no longer use weapon skills. Tweaked a natural looking
Oh, there's
rubble.
a lot more.
Yeah.
We might want to just summarize this.
Okay. Stranded fishers try to dig out the mind flare. Cool. Minor tweaks to the bandits. Okay. Silence on a singing harpy will now make her stop singing. That's cool. Reduce number of druids. That's nice. Goblin sappers now actually do shit. Made sure mud mephits aren't afraid of mud. I don't remember that, but that's hilarious. Tree no longer blocks projectiles. Made the area around the rooftops. Oh, that's really nice actually. The tree no longer blocks the projectiles. That thing got in the way all the time. The disheveled chicken no longer forces sneaking characters to make stealth checks. Okay. Holes for goblins. Oh, that's cool. So they can like sneak around and stuff. Increase the damage of the coal baskets and the shattered sanctum and added a knockback effect. Mintharo's area has been redecorated to suit new level design. Slightly moved. Oh, to suit new level design. Okay, so they're still thinking about the design even of the original zones. That's very nice. Moved a vase in the goblin camp that was blocking war drums. Okay. Warg pens. Tadpole's power once for combat. That's nice. No longer uses the Absolute's hand on a statue if it will fall on her. Okay. I'm sad we never got to see that. You can now manually destroy the main room statues in Priestess Gut's quarters. Okay. Changed one of the
Those
red caps and
swamp red camps is red caps. It's just all mushroom fixes.
yeah, it's all the mushroom people. Okay, so they just changed the mushroom people. Cool. You can now walk through the owlbear's broken eggs. Made the owlbear encounter slightly easier. Owlbear gets stuck less. Made
The Risen
the
Road. They made combat a little harder,
yeah, they buffed shit. Added pressure
but they made
plates.
Githyanki look really cool.
Ooh, gives specific weaponry and armor. That's cool. And gave them proficiency in their equipped weapons. That's important. Underdark, Servants of
Ooh-ah.
reduced chance to apply bleeding. Okay, so you get bled less. Okay, revamp Myconid, act some more mushroom shit. Coals, animate dead spell to be more consistent with future spells and less bug prone. Oh, okay. So they're fixing an NPC's animate dead so that it's more consistent with the player animate dead that we'll eventually get. Tweak the Kuotoa fight to make the easier. Spectator will now cast Wounded Ray on Frightened Charm. Okay, and then these are all bug fix.
Yeah, I think we can
Yeah,
forego
we
reading these.
don't need bug fixes. So it looks like they've fixed a huge slew of bugs though, which is really sick. I'm very excited about that. We will hopefully find a lot less while we're playing. Obviously, we'll still be reporting any bugs we find, so Larian, keep an eye out for those. We're going to restart the stream now so that it's easier for our editor to edit this stream. But when we come back, I believe we are playing Baldur's Gate 3. Kasima, did your Baldur's Gate successfully install?
I'm at 21%.
Okay, so we will be back in an hour's time. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.